Glad you're here. We are joined as always by Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a food and wine sommelier of the year. The group includes Where We Are, Church Key, downstairs Birch and Barley, and of course the new Blue Jacket down by Nats Park. Greg, it is always good to see you.
Good to see you too.
What is on tap this week?
So for this week, I thought it was a good time to feature our first selection from Foothills Brewing Company, a wonderful craft brewery out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And the timing is right because Foothills has just entered the Northern Virginia and DC market. Did a couple launch events for Foothills at Rustico, Ballston out in Arlington, as well as at Church Key in DC. And this is a brewery that I've been after for a very long time. They opened as a small brew pub in Winston-Salem in 2004. Their brewmaster's name is Jamie Bartholomeus. He is a craft beer all-star, makes fantastic stuff. And in 2011, they built a production facility that allowed them to make much more beer finally. And I think in 2012, they brewed about 13,000 barrels, which is a pretty big number. With their current expansion, they can go up to 40,000 barrels. Wow. So they are looking to both fill the markets they're already in. Obviously, North Carolina is going to always be their home turf and their biggest market, but other states in the South and now Virginia and DC. And so we're seeing a lot of their beers. They make about 20 different beers throughout the year between the standbys and the seasonals. And the one that we're featuring today is called People's Porter, and it's one of their go-to kind of year-round beers. It's a fantastic example of the style.
That's nice, not overly malty.
Yeah, no, it's rich. It's got a great kind of residual roast, slight hop character in the finish. It's still going right now, and it's really a fantastic porter. It's one that I think can kind of join the pantheon of Great Lakes, Edmund Fitzgerald, Founders Porter, Bell's Porter, things like that. It's about 5.8% alcohol, so relatively sessionable. Right. It does have a nice hop kick, but nothing overwhelming. It's about 42 IBUs or so. But what you get in the nose is really cool. It kind of has a little bit of an English robust porter quality to it, English style porter. Hints of dark fruit in the nose, a little bit of red fruit. It's got that toffee malt character, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of nuttiness, and then that delicious kind of peppery roast finish.
You've talked over the months and over the past couple months, I think we're just coming up on 2 years. I don't know if it's today or not. I guess I'll have to check. You've talked a lot about the craft beer scene in North Carolina. It's still thriving as ever?
Huge, yeah, over 70 breweries, I think, at this point, maybe, 60 to 70. It's remarkable. And what you're seeing now, and this is, to your point, it's kind of a trend that we're seeing, is that a lot of these breweries popped up based on the local interest, starting out as brew pubs typically, maybe expanding like Foothills did. But so much interest in the home state has slowed them in their kind of out-of-state growth. But now it seems that a lot of them are kind of progressing at the same time. And so, we've seen Mother Earth Brewing Company recently coming up, and now Foothills. We have Aviator Brewing around, Highlands here. So a lot of breweries are finally coming out of the market and into ours, and I think the trend's going to continue as well.
Welcome, Foothills. Glad to have you. What would you pair this with?
So this is one of those beers. It's kind of easy whenever you see something black like this, but something that's not overwhelming. I think of grilling. So grilled meats, grilled vegetables. The kind of nutty malt character makes it especially great with root vegetables, and this is the season for that. Squash, rutabaga, turnips, things like that. It's fantastic. Grilling of any kind will mirror that kind of grilled roasted quality we have here. This is also a great sandwich beer. I can see this with just like classic roast beef sandwich, a little horseradish for that peppery roast in the finish, and also can work balancing against salts of all kinds. So you've got bacon, charcuterie, Italian subs with all that tang and salted quality, raw fish, oysters. This is pretty amazing with a lot of stuff.
Glad I already had lunch. I'm very hungry all of a sudden. Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.